All right, let's dive into our Runeterra deck for the day. We've got some Harrowing Demacia here. So the Harrowing is a very powerful top end slash finisher in Runeterra for aggro decks. Revives your 6 strongest allies that have died this turn and grants them ephemeral. So ephemeral means they get 1 shot and they're done. So basically, this is a card that lets you get that like final punch through in the late game after you've traded off a bunch of units or your opponent's killed or swept your board a whole bunch. The rest of this deck is a Lucian slash Kalista deck. And Lucian and Kalista work well together because they have a similar level up condition. Lucian levels when she's seen 4+ allies die. Kalista levels when she's seen 3+ allies die. And then we play things like Glimpse to kill our own things for value, along with things like Cursed Keeper that we don't mind if they die, or Blighted Caretaker that kill our own things for some value and generate things that also die. So, got a lot of synergies between those. We also have some good quality Demacia top end, such as Radiant Guardian, which can let us take a little bit of a bigger role against other aggro decks, as well as things like Sithra and Genevieve here to really punch through and close games out. So, let's go ahead and jump on into some ladder matches here with this one and see how it goes. You think Lux Thresh is good? I really like the Lux Thresh deck. I'm biased though, because Lux is one of my favorite champions. Alright, so Twisted Fate Lux, likely a more controlling shell. I'm going to go ahead and bottom my pieces of top end here. I'm going to keep Glimpse because they're likely to be able to kill our first threat. I'd like to be able to get some value from it. If you're new to Runeterra, just hanging out from the Magic segment we were doing, similar to Magic, in this game, both players play on each turn, but the resource system's a little bit more similar to Hearthstone. You'll see here, every turn you refill your mana and gain 1 more. That being said, the twist when coming from Hearthstone is you'll note here I didn't spend my mana on the first turn, but it doesn't just go to waste. So you can bank up to 3 mana across turns in Runeterra that you could use for later. This adds a lot of really interesting sequencing decisions when playing, because it's often optimal to wait to play something until the following turns. That way you can have mana to play a spell on curve. My unit here has Quick Attack. So I declare attackers, they declare blockers. Quick Attack is similar to First Strike, but it doesn't work on defense. Remembrance, yep, so this gets cheaper, and this is a good example. So it's only turn 3, but my opponent banked 2 spell mana, so they get to Remembrance as a 5-drop spell here on the 3rd turn of the game. I think I'm just passing. I don't really want to play Blighted Caretaker, so I don't have anything I want to kill with it. And Rallying doesn't do anything, because attacking into their 5/5 is bad. So I unfortunately can only bank 2 mana here, so I am going to spew 1. So we'll go up to 3 banked mana, and then we lose the last one. And play my Grizzled Ranger out here. Oh, I messed up my words if I said this turn. The thing I was intending to convey was your things only last for 1 turn that you're getting. This is a Powder Keg, which makes their next thing deal extra damage, their next spell. It's also vulnerable though, so I'm going to start the turn by attacking to hook this in. This unit leverages the Scout mechanic. So if I only attack with my scouts to start, I get an additional combat step this turn. So you'll see I'll get that attack token back, which is kind of under my raid banner. Here we go. It's Legends of Runeterra is from a visual perspective, is the most stunning client I have ever played of any digital card game. Hey, Leslie, thanks for completing the raid tutorial. Need one more person in there to take a peek at that to hit my goal. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to start with Fleet Feather Tracker. And then I think I'm going to go Blighted Caretaker, eat my Grizzled Ranger. And then this is at 1 of 4, so I can actually level Lucian here, potentially. Reckoning. Wow, brutal. Opponent has quite the brew. Oh, that was created by Mage Seeker. That makes sense. Right, that's not in their factions, right? That's a Noxious card? Okay. That is super unfortunate. So their Mage Seeker earlier that we killed generates a random spell when it dies, and it made a board sweeper. That's rough.
Push back the darkness.
Will you comply, or are you complicit?
Yeah, Naughty. I mean, like, Raid's been advertised to the point of basically being a meme, but, like, the actual gameplay is very reasonable. I play an incredible amount of Raid in my spare time. It has a mobile client as well, so it lets me play it a lot. This game has random spell crap like Hearthstone. To a degree, the card that generated that random spell, isn't one that sees a ton of play. Spare time, what's that? Well, Raid, you can, like, pause at any... Hey, Nusfer, thanks for checking out the sponsor complete tutorial. Appreciate you. And that's the goal. Y'all rock. Alright, so I've got Genevieve here, Elmheart. Do I want to play her and start swinging in? I think so.
My strength is yours.
They have a detain here, which will let them capture something, but I think that's okay. This has both Scout and Challenger, so they're capturing there. Yep. Then these have Quick Attack, but this is 5 with Tough, so I can't... Or this has Quick Attack, this is Fearsome. So I don't really have good attacks here. I think I just have to pass.
Root out magic at its source.
Yeah, this card, if you look at the cards that generate random things in Runeterra, the range on what they can generate is usually a lot more contained than comparing to Hearthstone. This one has a pretty exceptionally large range in comparison.
Virtue guides me.
Buddy, if you need help, you need to ask Mommy. I'll be done working in a little bit.
I'm always up for a round or two. Soak it in.
That's fine, I guess. I guess they could maybe burn us out because we're down to 3. Pick a card, sure. So let's they're going to draw 3 fleeting cards next turn, which are cards they have to use or lose, essentially.
Alright, let's miss some.
I think I'm doing this into this. I guess I could get in with the scouts to start.
Everywhere I
we're just gonna go Lucian into Caretaker here.
Everyone's a god.
Oh, I lose the 3-4 with this sequencing, right? Because my bench is full. So Radiant Guardian here has lifesteal, so we'll be able to gain a little bit back, he says, before he gets silenced.
Do your worst.
Man, Reckoning Generation was super unfortunate that game.
Ashes in dust.
They're able to RNG into a sweeper when their factions normally don't have access to that, so I wasn't playing around that because normally their colors don't have access to that, but can't really play around it off of their random spell generation. Yeah. Hello, lovely wife. Decided to come down now that I'm playing the pretty card game.
I had to come down and help that then.
No. Braum, Fridge Lord, Shadow Isles, probably control deck. I don't think we ever want Harrowing in the opener. Definitely going to keep Remembrance. This will probably be, we're attacking on odds, so we'll probably bank Spellman in the first 2 turns and play this on 3. It's possible we want Ranger's Resolve against a Vile Feast deck, but I'm going to mulligan just looking for threats.
Is it because the 9 is too expensive?
That's a finisher. Huh. So, we hit these. You have gold. You could buy yourself a T-Rex, honey. That's annoying. I don't really want to trade my 2-1 for their 1-1, so I guess we just pass down. I mean, the Braum Anivia deck, at least the one that's been played, like, in the previous patch, was a deck that, like, focused on reanimating a bunch of Anivia, so I'd be kind of surprised if that's what they were doing. So I could just attack with Lucian here. He gets eaten by a pump spell, but I think that's fine. And then like I can bank my spell mana and plan to Remembrance on their turn. Seems okay. I could also blighted Caretaker the Fleet Feather Tracker and like get Lucian leveling. That kind of sounds appealing. Yeah, they're probably just a Poros deck seeing this. So, Challenger mechanic here lets us force blocks. Sure. Lucian will be 1 away from leveling once this dies in a turn, which is nice. Jenna Elmhart here will be very good against Braum.
Show me your best. Have you met my shield?
So, Braum has Challenger and Regenerate, so he heals himself at the end of every turn. And then, oh, I can't play her yet, right? Sorry, I was thinking she was 6, but I'm only going up to 5 mana. Spell mana can't be used on units, so I guess we use Remembrance to start. So, the summon a random 5-cost follower is from a random pool of cards, not from your deck, but the range on a card like this is really important. So if you like pull up a website like Mobilistics where you look at what cards exist in Runeterra as a game that like meet the requirement for this, there's only like 4 or 5 things that it pulls from, and they're all basically 5/5s or 4/5s with different keywords. So this card is incredibly consistent in what it does and what you should expect it to do for you when you play it. Yeah, three 5/5s and 1 5/4 that have different keywords. Yeah, exactly. So I think a card like this is a reasonable use of random generation to, you know, create variety and gameplay with different keywords game to game. Opponent, like, could realistically be playing Ruination, but, like, I have Harrowing, so I don't know that I care. I think I'm just playing Sithra here. And then my plan next turn will be Elmheart into with Rally here. Sounds good. Yeah, that's true. If they do have Ruination to clear the board here, I can Remembrance for 2.
We're gonna need more coffins.
And they leveled my Lucian here. So Lucian says now that he's leveled, the first time an ally dies each round, I get to rally, which means I get to attack again that turn. So she comes into play, she has Scout and Challenger, and she pumps up all my other units 1/1 till end of turn. So Elmheart here is going to be able to force something to block her, which is nice. I'm going to eat this Braum here. He also gains double attack. Yep, hits real hard. Our deck's humming along nicely here. And even if they have something, so their sweeper costs 9 mana, so we know they can't sweep the board here. They could have another piece of spot removal to like kill this or this, but like if they, I guess if they kill this pre-combat, that doesn't really matter because the rally while I have the attack token doesn't do anything. They could have a pump spell here to save this and level it, but I think I'm okay with that because I'll get to re-challenge it post-combat and then kill them that way. Okay. And this is smart on their part. They're killing that now, so that way I lose, because that's my first thing dying, so I lose my extra rally here.
These woods belong to us.
That being said, I have these rallies, so... Oh, I probably should have hooked this, huh? Wasn't thinking.
This fight is over.
So, rally lets us attack again.
Their pride will cost them.
Okay.
This'll take the chill off.
Bertrand,
We got
still
a
alive, I
bunch
see.
of scouts here.
Beamer's best efforts.
Bertrand, still alive, I see.
Despite Beamer's best efforts.
It is easy, see?
So we're up to 9 mana here, so we have Harrowing still. Let's go ahead and attack with these. We'll hook Braum again.
I've got meat bigger than you.
I suppose attacking with the scouts to start means I'm gonna lose the rally again, kinda.
Stay safe, my friend.
So I guess maybe I'm not supposed to scout attack there because they're likely to kill my things. Scouts with Lucian is interesting. So Harrowing brings them all back. You can see I can mouse over my bench here to see which ones we're gonna get. And they're only there for one turn, but that's all they need. That's all they need.
Rest.
Harrowing is such a powerful piece of top end for these aggressive decks. Where did the rally card come from? So, the champions in this game all have what's called a champion spell associated with them. And when you have a champion in play and you draw another copy of it, it turns into a champion spell in your hand. So, almost like Magic's Legend Roll with some asterisk exceptions that get mucked up in the details, but you don't get stuck with another legend in your hand, basically. You get something useful instead. So like if I right click on here, you can see it says Lucian's Relentless Pursuit. Or if I look at my opponent's champions, Maokai has a Sap Magic. Yeah, and if your champion on board dies, it turns back into the champion itself in your hand. Yeah, there are some corner cases that let you get two champions into play, which is why I said asterisk. Not treating here because my 1/1 turns into a 3/3 if something dies.
Push back the darkness.
I think I'm okay attacking into here. Damage persists on units across turns. This could be wrong because they're a Vile Feast deck, which deals the damage to something. This block, as opposed to this one, implies they don't have Vile Feast in their hand, which is nice. Next turn, we'll go up to 3 mana. Okay, they're going to play to Vile Feast as an out then. Hey, Tilt, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oaklandia. Yeah, I agree, X Factor. Big agree. Yeah, this is an incredible draw because it's gonna let us that's gonna let us eat this next turn and do these. Although, I guess if I open on eating this, I don't have room on my bench for the 4/3 and the other ones, right? So was I not supposed to play the Bark Beast there? Maybe I'm not supposed to play the Bark Beast there. What's going on, Rhino? Thanks for the biddies. You're staying safe out there wherever you're at. Yeah, I could proactively glimpse. I think I just do this and lose it. Because you can only have 6 things on your bench. So I lose the 4/3 here, but it pumps these up. It works Lucian towards leveling in a nice way. If they have Vile Feast, I'm pretty sad. But the way they went back and forth on this block earlier makes me think they don't have Vile Feast yet, potentially. And I get like a really solid attack in this turn now if they don't have Vile Feast. Something that's super relevant in this game often is the order in which you declare your attackers. So, for example, in this game, in this game, combat resolves left to right, and you can't gain life above 20. So because this has lifesteal and this gains life when their thing dies, I want to order my challenger units first, so that way their would-be life gain happens while they're still at 20, so it's just negated. I'm throwing my 2-1 into combat here, even though it gets eaten by their 1-4, because if all 3 of these die, Lucian will level, which would be good for me. Let's see, they have 2 mana here, so if I attack like this and they end up having Vile Feast and they kill Lucian in response, we get in a little trouble. Yeah, like I said, I think the way they played earlier implied they didn't have Vile Feast, so...
We're gonna need more coffins.
Now, something that's really worth noting about Lucian here is the first time each round an ally dies rally, that includes on my opponent's turn. So even though they have the attack token this turn, when I play Blighted Caretaker or when I glimpse something, I'm gonna get to rally and attack this turn. Which is pretty sick. I have 6 mana total here, and this is gonna mean that 3 things will die because these are gonna die too, so I'm gonna get to Remembrance this turn also, which is fantastic. Have you felt about Lucian without Cena? I don't know yet. We haven't played many games. I agree that the lack of Cena here feels strange. This is a really good turn for us. And this is a good turn before we Remembrance, so like once you Remembrance, it goes from good to insane. And like, even if my opponent catches back up, the Harrowing should blow them out. So I'm gonna get to do this, and then we'll get to start next turn by attacking, because it's going back to our turn. Our turn with the attack token more specifically, so they won't be able to commit more things to the board. So, units can attack the turn you play them in this game, but it's frequently correct to start your turn by attacking. Because if you start your turn by attacking, your opponent doesn't have a chance to advance their board. So basically, if you're ahead on board, it's almost always right to start by attacking. Do you have a way to kill Lucian here? So their deck has a mechanic called the Deep, which this unit has. So if their deck gets down to 15 cards, which it just did, they get to, So I'm gonna go ahead and glimpse this, which will cause me to rally before Lucian dies here. So these will trade, they'll take 3. And then I'm gonna get another combat step here. And they're out of mana, so this is lethal, right? They're up to 6. Yeah, I know I would have rallied anyways, but they would have had a spider, and then I wouldn't have lethal. Or the potential to draw lethal. That was a really, really slick game. Really, really saw some of the strength of Lucian there. Super, super impressive with our, we're able to level him early. I don't know, actually. Because it would have been the first time only scouts attacked, right? I think you're right. So Johnny Ash. I think I'm full mulliganing, looking for some of my cheaper units to start here. Or Remembrance. Remembrance on 3's a little bit worse when we're attacking on evens, but it's probably still the play. Let's see if we draw anything else to change that potentially. So again, didn't use my mana on the first 2 turns, gets banked up here. So then on turn 3, I can play a 6 mana spell, which will get to trade with this. I think they're supposed to attack with these 1/1s here. I think they just missed 2 points of damage. Pretty sure I'm obligated to trade with their 6/5 there.
Slow down, will you?
Slow down, will you? So this will trade with the Hawk, but then I get a 3/4 to attack with as well, so that's fine, I think. The first time, only scouts attack each round, ready your attack. No, yeah, this does not say scouts have to be your first attack. It just says the first time only scouts attack. So yeah, you could definitely use scout on a rally. It's definitely how that works. Oh, I guess we hit the raid goal. I should update my stream title.
One arrow.
I pulled off the stream overlay. Forgot to update the goal. So she's gonna frostbite something when she attacks. Do I just single combat these two? Is that crazy? I think that's bad.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
Swiftly now.
Leaping into action.
So when she attacks, she frostbites this. They could have an elixir to protect her here, but I think that's worth getting out of their hand. Yeah, like they have cards there that make our attack like not work out, but I'm also pretty sure we're supposed to make that attack still. I'm gonna attack with 3/4 to start and see what they do.
My life for Avarosa.
Nice, Linux. That's step 1.
Finest serve.
As that is step 1. There's a lot more ahead of you. I think I just play Sithra here.
Soldiers to me.
And then next turn, we'll go up to 7 plus a spell mana, so I can like play Sithra plus single combat something still.
Few earn the right to call themselves Trifarian. And a long path to get here.
If they have the 6 mana double burst that I'm blanking on the name of right now, they can level this.
A true Freljordian welcome.
Harsh Winds, yeah, that one. I'm gonna play Bark Beast here, because I think they're likely to attack and trade some things off in combat. Am I dead to that? They have Ash Spell too? So, when this levels, she makes things with 0 power not be able to block. So I think that's lethal, right? Yeah.
Amarosans, stand together. My aim is true.
So these 3 can't block here. I can trade this here and then we die.
Unify the tribes.
I felt like it was right to play the Bark Beast out there when they no longer had Harshwind mana available, but then they had 2 cheaper. They had like a 1 and a 3 there, and it punished us for it. Biz Timo, you say? Look at these, looking for some cheaper plays. Yes, great. Bleak Feather into Lucian here. Good solid curve here. This card's so bad against Omen Hawk. You just like really don't want to trade your 2/1 for their 1/1.
Push back the darkness.
It has quick attack, so you get to just get in here. Suppose they could like brittle steel me and then like untap and make it rain. Would be pretty annoying. What's your recommendation for grinding different regions? You want to get each region. You want to get each region to 8 to start, Mecha. Is the recommendation. Past 8, the amount required to level them up gets more intense. And then once you get them all to 8, start getting each of them to 12. So we can Cursed Keeper plus single combat this turn. Hook this here so they can't trade with Kalista in combat.
An auspicious season. Blessed by snow and stars.
Okay, so I think I'd rather keep Lucian here. So I think we single combat this. I can mouse over here and see how this is going to work. So those 3 will die, which isn't stellar for me, but it could be worse. This is another Kalista in my hand. This is a champion spell. Going up to 5 mana next turn. So I can technically play Radiant Guardian as a naked 5/5 if I want. I don't know if I want, though. This can't block. I don't think I'm supposed to block with this against their pump spells.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts.
So I could technically Radiant Guardian plus Rally this turn, which might be right just to get my lifesteal going. Like, that's another Kalista draw here, too. So, like, I can attack like this and let them trade here. And then I can Radiant Guardian plus Lucian's Relentless Pursuit and get another attack step in. Depending on what they do here, obviously. They've got a lot of mana and a few cards. That's kind of brutal. Great. Well, I guess we're playing Cithra.
And a long path.
Oh, they didn't... Did they mess up? They could have eaten one of these, right? That is a large narwhal, chat. 3 from Omen Hawk, 2 from Seer, 1 from Spoils.
Stand for what's right.
Dead to a Fury. Rough.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's something in that same vein. Fecarex. What level of whale is Golden Narwhal? Huge. Draven, Lee Sin. Iona, Noxious. I feel like they're pretty likely to kill my first champion, so I'm actually going to keep the redundant Lucy in here.
The party has arrived. This is awesome.
Push back the darkness.
This has quick attack, so we can attack into their 2-1 profitably here. Get a trip shot.
Me too, kiddo. Me too.
Me too, kiddo. Me too.
Jump out of play.
So if I block here, they can spinning axe this to kill Kalista, which I'm probably not good with. Turn 2 Cocoed into 2 Devils. That knows a Phyrexian Tower rate. Seems okay.
Bring in the heat.
So if they trade for either... If they trade for Kalista, I can Remembrance for 5.
What you doing?
Which I think is fine. Did everyone give up on standard or what? Can I add God Pharaoh's gift back to the queue? Yeah, definitely, Cody. Deck was sweet.
Silent as death.
Would love to get that one back up again. If it has another okay run, would like to get it on the website.
Time for the main event.
So that's elusive, but it's rather tiny. I was hoping for Radiant Guardian there.
Hey, kiddo. Dig your kid up.
Thanks for the bits, Cody.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
So they've got 8 cards in their hand right now, but 3 of them are these Draven Axes. They just passed. Sure.
Show them what we're made of.
Whale emote's great, if I do say so myself. Super unfortunate. I That card's still good at 5, chat. Still good at 5. Hoglandian whale.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'm supposed to Fleet Feather Challenger, kill the 1-2. I don't know, potentially saving this for when I can get bigger with Cithra seems appealing. That narwhal made me think of how close I was, God bless.
We each hold a world within.
I think we just rally here and pressure some stuff off their board so they can't go super wide around us next turn.
Dark beckons.
Let's end this. No room for doubt.
Does he do this? Got a rock with your name on it. Ow! Raven out.
Breathe in.
So again, they've got a bunch of cards in their hand here, but a lot of them are just spinning axes. We're at a relatively high life total. If they don't start by attacking here, the Blighted Caretaker means Lucian gets to level, which is nice.
They cannot hide.
Yeah, there's a reason why Raid is the most successful game in its game category, for sure. The graphics are very well done. It's a big part of the. It has really good set of dungeon puzzles too. And like I said, if you try Raid out and you enjoy it, make sure you pop on the subs Discord with your gifted sub or your paid sub or whatever you got, because there's a channel in there where a bunch of us play, and there's a number of clans for other people in Hooglandia are in. Sinistar, thanks for the 12 months. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Okay, so they're gonna kill this anyways, so I should do this here as well. Made them axe it up. Oh, I guess I could read. No, it's already tough, so giving it tough again wouldn't do anything, right? Yeah, derf. Lucian is almost ready to level.
Force is meaningless without skill.
A pleasure to see you, Master. What is
Have a good one, Logan.
Turn malevolent.
Catch you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Conflict is all in the mind.
I think I just want the guaranteed Lucian level here. He's very grumpy. And then these will level Kalista.
Mercy.
You know what? Do I just end the round? I'm just gonna end the round, right? They're on 6 mana. Like, my attacks don't really do much into this. So the way the priority system in this game works again is if both players pass, the round just ends. So they passed to me assuming I was gonna attack, but then I just ended the turn instead of attacking. The priority system gives you a lot of back and forth and options to make decisions to restrict your opponent.
I will not hold back. The dragon spirit awakens. Prepare yourself.
Of course, Sinistar. Okay, so if I kill this, it doesn't kill me, right? So if I set up single combat on these two into this, yeah, I end up at 9, and I get an attack token. So now they'll get a chance to respond to me putting these single combats down. So the Dragon's Rage here makes them kick this into the Nexus, which deals 7, and then he also has Overwhelm, so he hits normally too after he kicks the thing out of the way. So this would hit me for 14, so we need to clear this out so it can't kick this, and so it can't Overwhelm to hit me. And then blocking this here, Draven notably does not have Overwhelm, so even though my blocker is going to die, Draven won't get to hit me, which is nice.
Is all in the
Clear your head. Let your instincts speak.
Oh, they can play a spell to give him a barrier. Forgot about that. So we're dead. Rough. That's basically the combo their deck's looking to set up. It tries to get Lee Sin leveled and then give him Overwhelm. Yeah, it should Hidden Flame. And we cleared the goal too. So if you did it, drop me a DM and you can bump something in the queue, but we're all good. We hit the 175 today because y'all are great. God bless Soglandia. Hey, Inigo, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Sedge, Misfortune. Gonna keep Glimpse. Gonna mulligan Harrowing. Don't want that in the opener. 1, 2, 3. It's just Curvamentary. What could it be? Obviously not trading here. There's just always gonna be a 1/1. My guy can grow up into a 3/3.
Don't get in my way. Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
I suppose this attack could be loose in the event that they're playing Brittle Steel. They could like block with their 2/2 and Brittle Steel me. This is a great draw.
Time to get rich.
This probably signifies Make It Rain. If I'm putting them on Make It Rain, I like leading on Kalista and then playing these two out this turn, so that when my board goes a little bit wide, so it's harder for them to make it rain. The thing they actually want to make it rain. So I'm going to order these last, So that way they get to power up into 3/3s here when this happens. Or if they save, if they stop this from getting killed, if either of these die, they still level. Definitely want to order this before these though, so that way this will die and turn these into 3/3s, because again, combat resolves left to right. So they're going to take 9 here. And then attacking on evens is actually pretty good here so far. This is great curve filler. We'll be able to play this turn, and the next turn we'll play Sithra on attack.
Every wave is a path.
It's a pretty good one to get Scout on. Hey, it's a decent one
Now
too.
be quick.
This is fearsome and elusive, so can't block it. We just take our 1. As Scout, so they get to attack again here. Sure. And then they're not in a color that really has a sweeper, so we're just gonna play.
Long path to get
No strong reason to open on attacks. I suppose they could play Sajani here and frostbite something, but like that's not a big deal. They still have reasonable attacks even if that happens.
you own what you take. Ride on!
These will be 4/4s. I think that's fine. They want to eat one of these in combat with Sajani. Okay with that. Gosh, maybe I'm supposed to actually attack with this and hook this anyways. Could be right. Another Bark Beast. Lucian is one thing dying away from leveling up here, which is pretty good.
Top of the bounty board today.
How do we feel about just playing this out here? I kind of like it.
There you are.
Levels Lucian for us, which is nice. So Lucian, unlike Sajani, cannot trigger the turn he levels, so he does not provide a rally this turn, but he can provide a rally next turn for us.
I'm not greedy. My friends, though.
Wonderful to see them. Hook this with Sajani.
Now be quick. This is our way.
Alright, so that's gonna trade there. And now, now we can do this. Do I want to eat this to draw 2? Probably. Actually, I could wait on this, right? I'm gonna eat this to draw 2 cards. And then I can play Bark Beast out. Oh, I guess this doesn't die now. So maybe that's loose. Yeah, that was bad because this doesn't die now, right? I think we're still in a fine spot because we've got Lucian rolled up. Yeah, another caretaker here as well.
You won't feel it first.
I kind of like my purple frog on my nighttime board. Alright, they have no resources, so we can safely trade this thing for Sajani. And we can open on attacks next turn, which is nice. So we'll take one here, we'll pass, this'll die.
This way.
So if any of these die, we get to rally. And single combat can force a death here too, which is nice.
Easy, Tiger.
They'll have 8 mana, and you can see in the eye here too, it shows me I get an attack token back, which is nice.
My saplings.
Redirect.
Good to go!
So, Shark cast 7 targets at random, and he missed killing. He missed killing Lucian. So we take 6 to the face here, but like,
Show them what we're made of. Follow my lead. Not my first gunfight. Son of a.
ooh, that's a good one. I think this basically puts them on no art out.
Where you go, I go.
Where you go, I go. So even if they find a way to catch back up from here, we can Harrowing to blast them back into last year.
Slow down, will ya?
So again, first time something dies each turn, we rally. So we kill our own thing here. We get to attack on their turn. Their turn. Yep, yeah, exactly, Level.
Pockets, huh?
Isn't Twitch chat pleasant? Mods, isn't Twitch chat pleasant?
Stand for what's right.
Blocking here might be wrong if they have a parlay. God bless Automod, I suppose.
Nothing stands in our way.
Put to rest.
How do you mass attack like that? When you if you click and hold on one of your units, you can then kind of scoop them up in the order you want them to attack in. Great 1-2-3 curve here. Easy Harrowing mulligan. That's a finisher we want late. Never want to open with it. Yeah, the drag attack works really well on mobile too. think I'm okay trading these. It might be right to wait till I get Kalista in play. But, like, I also don't really want to take a hit for 2 next turn. Opponent's playing Piltover Deep, Twisted Deep, whatever you want to call it.
Found one.
Yeah, big agree, Jin. There is an attack all hotkey, but the order in which you attack matters so often in this game. I think it's bad habit to use it. You want to always at least be half thinking about the order in which you intend to go.
Don't get in my way.
I hate the moniker Turbo Deep because I don't think this deck consistently gets deep faster than the Shadow Isles Deep deck does. I think the fact that it rose to popularity being called Turbo Deep is quite a bit of a misnomer. Just doing this and getting in for 6 here, we're definitely the beatdown in this matchup. While trading my 2-1 for their 1-2 isn't super exciting, I want to get this bigger. Sure. Highway Deep, sometimes you get there fast, other times you hit rush hour. It's a good. I would accept that classification.
Blood and guts, golden glory.
Do units summoned in combat enter immediately? Like if I attack with Bran on a first full of board? I'm not sure I understand your question.
We'll see who feasts tonight.
Oh, that obliterates. So this is just gone. This says Challenger, so I like don't really want to play Kalista out here. Because if I play Kalista out, it's just going to trade for their Jaw Hunters next turn, which like isn't a good exchange for us. I feel like this deck is like absurd when we have early Lucian, and it just like does borderline nothing when we don't have Lucian in play.
Quiet of the woods. There's nothing like it.
Lucian suffered from the Yasuo problem. I don't know that Lucian as a champion in general suffers from that. Like I feel like there's definitely a number of
Still alive, I see.
Despite Beamer's best efforts.
there's definitely a number of Lucian decks where he's like fine, but like this build in particular really feels like it's just kind of tire spinning if it doesn't have Lucian.
Deal me in. Dead in their tracks.
Time to get rowdy.
Attack with this and see what they do. So they do. I think I'm just gonna do this. And then we could hook Twisted Fate and their 7/5 and get in for 5. Opponent is still, and this is what I mentioned about like them calling this deck Turbo Deep. We're going into like the 8th. Oh, this was 3. Oh, this was 3. That's a huge mistake. We're going into like I was talking about their deck. We're going into their 8th turn, and they still have 22 cards in their deck, right? Like, Their deck definitely doesn't feel particularly turbo in my experience. God, we're gonna hit the stupid lifelink one too. Definitely should have burned my 3 spell mana to play this last turn. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate, Pyro. On average, if you're like building around Lucian, your deck ends up kind of weak. So I have 10 mana total here, so I get to Kalista and Remembrance. Yeah, the scout mechanic in general involves a lot of different permutations of things in a really pleasant way.
Hold nothing back.
So they're not a Ruination deck, so I think I just start by attacking with this since we drew Sithra, and then we'll play Sithra and we'll have her to pump for our post-combat attack, our second attack, non-scout attack. I actually don't think Cena's that bad. Oh, they could go deep in response here, huh? That'd have been bad.
Soldiers, to me! There's another one!
Okay, so Sithra gives my stuff fearsome. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook this here, and then they'll be able to chump Sithra, but then they can only block 2 of my other things. Are they dead? So they go... No, they're going to 1, right? Because they'll get... she doesn't give herself fearsome. Oh no, I punted! Oh, attack ordering punted. So, if I would have put this here, if I would have flip-flopped these 2, I'd have killed this one. Because she would have leveled... Yeah, you should always put Kalista to last. In my head, it didn't matter, but Kalista should definitely have been last. And then this would be dead. We could lose here, right? Like, they could go Nautilus and kill us since I left this alive. I'm doing alright, comic.
I knew, and now I am.
Yeah. I'm gonna call it a day. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. Yeah, this one felt a little rough around the edges. I think I agree that I liked this deck a bit less than the Ephemerals build that we had played previously. Like, the Ephemerals build felt like it was a lot less clunky than what this deck was doing. Like, between Harrowing and Remembrance and Sithra and Genevieve and Radiant Guardian, like, you just, like, look at the curve of our deck. We just have so many cards here that cost, you know, we have what, 12 cards? Almost a third of our deck costs 5+ mana, which is just a ton. Overall, the deck felt very reasonable. We had Lucian going, but I think that's true was true for the Harrowing deck too, or for the Ephemerals build too. And I don't feel like adding Harrowing specifically and these other kind of top end units really worked to solve issues that other build that we played before had. And if you didn't see when we played that, I've been doing Runeterra content here pretty steadily for the last 2 months now. You check on my website and my YouTube channel, there's other builds of that up there. So I think if you're looking to do something similar to this, I would prefer it involve more of the ephemeral units and then some Cenas for sure to pair with him. At any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. So remember, tomorrow is going to be my my Magic Open that I host every month. So I won't be doing Runeterra stuff tomorrow, but I'll be back on Monday with some more Runeterra. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks everybody that checked out the raid sponsor over the course of the week. We hit the install goal, and that's awesome. I appreciate you all. Stay safe wherever you're at. Peace, folks.